Hello, I'm Derek Diana Johnson. Derek's the masculine name, Diana's the feminine name. In today's video, I'm going to be calling out Arielle Scarcella. If you don't know who she's a TERF. Yeah, basically just some longtime lesbian YouTuber who has recently become started being transphobic as fuck. And if you're curious in what way she's transphobic, let's see, she's repeatedly dead-named Elliot Page, and yeah, I did that too in my video on him, which I do feel bad about, even though I was just doing it to basically make the point that Elliot should be treated as a man and or non-binary by now. Now, I do realize that that was really ignorant of me, and I do apologize to any trans people who I've hurt. Anyways, point back to Arielle. She is also said in tweets, basically, if you're trans, you just have internalized misogyny, and you should remain a lesbian for the rest of your life, no matter how miserable it makes you. Okay, she didn't say exactly that, but, it's what was implied, and, again, you can say things without saying them. Like, if I came out and said, I like this Lego toy more than the Walkappa plushie, yeah, that'd be saying that I like this more than, this. But if I came out and said, this is my favorite of the little toys I have, that would still be saying this is better than this pretty fucking strongly. She's also true ska. She's also anti-NB, as she does pretty much treat non-binary as non-existent, which, non-binary is real, gender fluid's real. Yes, there are people that do identify as non-binary and later on decide, you know what, hey, this isn't for me. Or there are people that lie for attention. I'm not denying that, but again, there are people that do legitimately need to live as a non-binary or a gender fluid person. I am one of those. Well, she also did a video on Elliot where she, I'm not gonna respond to the whole thing because Riley Grace Rashong, Cops Hate Mo, and many other better, bigger YouTubers have already done that. But basically, the point she makes is that, in the first 4 seconds, she's like, we've lost another lesbian. You did not lose. Which, I'm going to reiterate my point from my L8 page video. You didn't lose another lesbian. A female-preferring trans NB person. I think Elliot is gender fluid, but I'm not 100% sure. That's between Elliot and his doctors. Or as in whoever else Elliot decides to let in. Arielle is showing it clearly that she cares more about having numbers on her scoreboard than allowing somebody else to be happy. Be as they truly are. And in the video, she also uses yours and mine's, everybody's favorite line, I have a trans friend. Yeah. Yeah, but, Calvin Guerra dumped your ass for being too transphobic, which, think about that for a second. The guy who made his entire career out of bullying trans people for not being trans enough said you were too transphobic. And her two, I think, remaining trans friends are Blair White, who, did blackface, repeatedly lied and ruined people's lives for little to no reason, repeatedly spreads lies about trans kids, bullies people. There's just a lot with her. And Rose of Dawn, who, look, if I do a trans jelly on 2.2, Rose of Dawn is going to be the subject, 100% sure. Repeatedly misrepresents things to pander to her turf audience, which if you go to the comment section interview, it's pretty much just all gender critical people shitting on trans and using like these few examples as proof that, see, they're all faking it, all them lady boys. I know that's an offensive slur, but again, that's just what they would say. Please do not get offended. I'm sorry if I have the blah blah blah. I cannot do words today. She also has Trans Bra, who I don't really watch his content, but from my understanding, he's another true scum. Where he basically says, well, the amount of girls that are identifying as non-binary, or more like, more girls just happen to be, more people just happen to be realizing they're non-binary and don't identify as their birth gender? Crazy how that works, huh? Oh, she also did a tweet to Elliot where she, basically doubts his trans identity. It basically says that if you're trans, you might have internalized misogyny and are just surgically changing your pussy into a dick for... or surgically getting your boobs removed, or going on testosterone for not wanting to be a woman because of internalized misogyny. And look, I'm not saying internalized misogyny doesn't exist. I'm saying it doesn't make people fucking medically transition. Arielle, we call you transphobic because you act transphobic. Hell, in your video, you even basically showed a source which said, well, trans people aren't real, or they're not as real as they say they are. Or some shit like that. If you don't want people calling you a TERF, don't act like a TERF. If you don't want people calling you transphobic, don't act transphobic. It's that simple. And look, I get wanting to find a girlfriend if you're lesbian, but Arielle, just look in lesbian spaces, or hell, be open to dating bi and pan women. It's not that hard. Anyways, bye, and yeah. My OCD was acting up a bit there. That's why you saw me kind of pausing and mouthing things to myself.